If oil disappeared tomorrow, there would be no more jet fuel, gasoline or diesel, internal combustion engine automobiles, buses, trucks, lorries and coaches would be stranded, airplanes powered by jet fuel would be grounded, freight and passenger rail powered by diesel would halt, people would not get to work, children would not get to school, the shipping industry transporting both freight and passengers would be devastated. There would be no point calling emergency services. The majority of ambulances, fire engines, police cars, rescue helicopters and other emergency vehicles would be stationary. Most phones and computers would also vanish as their plastic components derive from oil. So it would be a struggle to find a way of communicating with the emergency services anyway. That's not me speaking. This is a quote from an opinion editorial article by somebody, which is basically like a rebuttal, if you like, to the whole just stop oil campaign. Basically, this person is saying that it's actually not possible to just stop oil. A brown card guy. Now, a bit of context, to be fair. This article is actually written by Haitham Al Ghais, and he is the Secretary General of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. So obviously, you know, he has motive to do this. I mean, so this is right up front, just to be clear. This is who's written the article. He's from OPEC, so it makes a lot of sense that he's going to be pro-oil. Nonetheless, I think that it's worth reading through or just going through this opinion piece that he's written, because I do think that there are some valid points in it. So I'm going to continue going through it. So those what I read to you just now were the first two paragraphs. Let's see what else he says. Brown card guy. Now he goes on to say that the construction sector would halt, as diesel-powered vehicles would be stranded. Excavators, bulldozers, dump trucks, cranes, cement mixers, rollers, compact loaders, they'd all become stationary. New homes or buildings would simply not be built or receive vital maintenance work, even for the ones that had already been built. If oil disappeared tomorrow, petroleum-based products, and you know, this is the thing that a lot of people don't realize. It's not just about cars, it's not just about vehicles, it's not about just burning the stuff, but everything that we use there's some element of petroleum in it. Petroleum-based products would vanish with it. This would impact the production of electric vehicles as well. So this is his fourth paragraph, and he's gone straight into electric vehicles. Aside from the supply chains, the disruption, the structure of lithium-ion batteries would be affected. A lithium-ion battery has 4 parts. And again, I'm reading from this: an anode, cathode, electrolyte, and a separator. Separators are engineered microporous membranes, typically made by polyurethane, polyethylene, or probably, you know what? I'm going to put this on the screen because I'm never going to pronounce this properly. The petroleum-based derived synthetic rubber used on cars and bicycle tires would also cease to exist. If oil disappeared tomorrow, food production would be devastated, the opinion piece goes on. Many of the vehicles necessary in agriculture, tractors, mowers, combine harvesters, balers, sprayers, seeders, would stop working. Food packaging necessary for storage and preservation would not be available. Petroleum coke, it's not Coca-Cola. Petroleum coke, a byproduct in oil refining, is used as a feedstock in manufacturing synthetic fertilizers, which are important in increasing crop yields. I did not know that. That's fascinating. I'm going to read that again, because I just need to read that again to myself. Petroleum coke, a byproduct in oil refining, is used as a feedstock in manufacturing synthetic fertilizers, which are important in increasing crop yields. Wow. Food shortages and the knock-on impacts would likely ensue. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Are you enjoying the video? Well, make sure you've punched the like button. It helps. If oil disappeared tomorrow, it would be catastrophic for health services everywhere. Staff would lack mobility and essential supplies would be stranded. Beyond transportation, petroleum is essential feedstock for pharmaceuticals, plastics, and medical supplies. latex gloves, medical tubes, medical syringes, adhesives, some bandages, disinfectants, hand sanitizers, cleaning agents, prosthetics, artificial heart valves, resuscitation masks, stethoscopes, MRI scanners, insulin pens, infusion bags, medication packaging, face masks, and personal protection equipment are largely derived from petroleum-based materials. The equipment used in medical research, such as microscopes, test tubes, and goggles, usually contain petroleum-derived components. The chemical synthesis that creates aspirin. Did you know this? I didn't know this. The chemical process that creates aspirin begins with benzene, which is derived from petroleum. The benzene is converted into phenol, which in turn is converted to salicylic acid. I hope I got that right. This is then transformed into, I'm never going to get this right, acetylsalicylic acid, I'll put it on the screen, which the world knows as aspirin. Oh, so it's basically aspirin. That's what that does, all right? It is difficult to conceive of a modern hospital without this range of essential petroleum-based products. If oil disappeared tomorrow, the renewables industry would be impacted. The renewables industry would be impacted. The fiberglass, resin, or plastic necessary for the construction of most wind turbines, I mean, somebody's going to make those giant blades, right, would disappear. The ethylene used in the production of solar panels would vanish. Most of the mining vehicles, large trucks, rotary drills, rigs, rock drills necessary to extract the critical minerals upon which the production of solar, photovoltaic plants, wind farms, and EVs depend would become stationary. Brown car guy. If oil disappeared tomorrow, homes would be transformed beyond recognition. There is a possibility roofs would collapse, for example, if bitumen was a key product. Other materials used in insulating homes would disappear. If you relied on heating oil to keep warm, that would go. The linoleum, flooring, and tiling would be impacted. Painting the walls would be a challenge. Furniture, pillows, rugs, curtains, dishes, cups, non-stick pans are all likely to be made from petroleum-derived products too. It would be a challenge to stay clean or keep homes clean if oil disappeared tomorrow. Laundry detergent and dish detergents usually derive from petroleum-based products. Soap, toothpaste, hand lotion, deodorant, shampoo, shaving cream, eyeglasses, contact lenses, combs, brushes, all normally contain petroleum-derived products. It would be a struggle to get anywhere as the asphalt that paves roads and footpaths would also vanish. If oil disappeared tomorrow, millions of jobs would be lost, tax revenues would be depleted, industrial production would crimp, economic growth would go into reverse, the plight of the fuel poor would be worsened. This is not even the full list of everything that would be impacted in such an unthinkable scenario. Yet, despite these realities, there are calls saying just stop oil, keep it in the ground, or don't invest in new oil and gas projects. I'm still reading this editorial piece. Of course, everyone wants to see greenhouse gas emissions reduced. Yep. OPEC believes that technological solutions and efficiency improvements can play a vital role. The oil industry is already proactive in this regard. We need to be cautious of endangering the present in the name of saving the future. It is important we all fully understand the immense benefits that oil and petroleum products derived from it continue to provide to people and nations across the world. This was distributed by APO Group on behalf of African Energy Chamber. So there you go. I mean, I think that is a pretty strong and solid argument for shutting down Just Stop Oil, because at the end of the day, you can't just stop oil. Because if you just stop oil, sounds like we all stop living. Would love to hear your comments. Check this out, guys. It's my book. It's my first novel, and it's written for car fans like you. It's a fun political action thriller. It's full of cool cars and spectacular action. Get your copy now at Amazon.com.